Hi, Suzanne. Thank you for coming. I wanted to ask you before you started working with me with the sound bath, is there any challenges or frustration that you were feeling at the time?
Yeah, so I mean, I think as a business owner, a mother, um, living in Silicon Valley, there's a lot of stressors on our lives, and for me, it's just the day-to-day hustle and rushing around that has to be done. So finding time in the day for myself to just stop and think and reflect, and I felt like the sound bath was a great opportunity for me to do that, right? To just take that time and sort of be in my body and not in my head all the time because so much of my work is in my head. And, you know, I work with a lot of professionals who are in stressed positions, and I have to show up as a coach to them in a very grounded state because I don't want to, add to their stress. And so for me, it's important to be grounded. And I feel like the sound bath really helped me to find that center and really kind of get really grounded in just myself and maybe even think about or work through some things that I was feeling that day or that evening to just kind of reset for the next day. So it was great.
And I know you're open to many things. So in this process, did you feel something that was different in this approach compared to the thing you tried before?
Yeah, so I think I had experienced at least one sound bath before working with you, and you know eh, there were some similarities definitely, but there was the main difference for me was I think the overall experience with you. I think it was more of it was very well rounded. Like there you used various different, you had the bowls, but you also had your harp and you walked around the room where I hadn't necessarily experienced that before, where the facilitator was more at the front of the room. And I felt like it was more of a custom experience for me. And it landed differently in that way. So I feel like it was a much better, not that the other experience was bad, but I felt like it was a much more custom experience to me and what I needed. And I think it was the whole end to end process that we finished with cards that left us with inspiration for as we left the room, that we could carry that energy with us, the good energy. So I think that was nice to have that sort of end to end experience, that it wasn't like, okay, we have you for, X amount of time, and then you're released back into the world with nothing to take with you to carry you that good feeling, that good vibe going out into the real world. Because, we all have to re-enter at some point. And so it was nice to have that. The couple of experiences that I've had with you were all sort of late afternoon, evening sound baths, and I slept amazing those nights. It was I'm occasionally having difficulty sleeping. I don't have difficulty falling asleep, but staying asleep through the night and getting really restful sleep. And every time I was at your sound bath that night, I always got exceptional sleep, like solid sleep through the night, not waking up in the middle of the night and feeling really refreshed the next morning. Um, and I feel like that helped me, like I said before, come into my next work day potentially, or the weekend, even with my family, feeling refreshed and ready to go versus drained and not having had good sleep. But I do feel like it really helps me to center and be more present, and be more, whether it's with clients or with my family, having that ability to sort of pause long enough and recenter myself so that I don't react in the moment to whatever stressors are coming in or whatever, demands are being made on my time, that I can respond in a way that's, more with my frontal brain versus my reptilian brain.
I mean, sleep is everything, right? Resting.
Oh, yeah.
You just
Yep.
determine the day you're gonna have.
Yes, absolutely.
So that would be an experience that you would recommend to somebody else who is very stressed out or burnout or tired or we have like issue to sleep.
Yes, all of the above. Yeah, I think it's, again, I feel like there's times where we don't always spend enough time alone on our own to take care of ourselves. And so we're always serving other people. We're always, helping everybody else, but we never take the time out of our own schedules to just block some time, quiet, relax, rest, and be bathed in sound, which is one of the senses that I think I don't know a lot about it, but I feel like that's for me anyway. It is very soothing and is very great way to sort of almost meditate right through the day, the end of the day, and just close out with just nothing but sound and listening to all those vibrations and all of those pitches. It's really kind of a cool centering experience. So I highly recommend it to anybody who doesn't ever give themselves an opportunity to rest and relax and be bathed in sound. It is phenomenal, and it can certainly help with lots of challenges that we face into the modern day, right? The always on busy, hectic moments of our lives.
I know, right? That's why I always end the sound bath saying, thank you for giving me the opportunity to help you relax.
Yeah.
And it's so
Yep.
important.
It really is. And it's hard to make that first step, but once you try it, you're going to be hooked.
Yeah, hopefully. Well, thank you very much, Suzanne. Thank you very much for
You're welcome.
getting us
Thank
to know
you.
your experience. I really appreciate it. And I see you at the next session.
Sounds good. Thank you.